Hey Audio Engineering, this is Mr. Goldschmidt. We're going to start out today talking about chords and the 12-bar blues. So if you have not already, go ahead to our Google Sites and click on the Scales and Chords PowerPoint. So our presentation starts out with this video of Axis of Awesome. Go ahead and watch that, and after you're done, we'll move on. We're going to start out working with your keyboard. So you should all have a MIDI keyboard plugged in, or you'll have Soundtrap pulled up and you can just use your normal computer keyboard. We're going to be using our right hand for the chords today. Your right hand, your thumb is going to be on middle C, or the lowest C on your MIDI keyboard. Then we're going to have our next second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger on the next keys following middle C. So your hand should look like this. Thumb on C, pointer finger on D, middle finger on E, ring finger on F, and then pinky on G. The other day we talked about how to build a major scale and also how to build a minor scale. Today we're going to be working with chords within those scales. So in this case, a chord is when more than one note is played at a time. We're going to be using triads today, and a triad means that there are 3 notes played at one time. We call those the root, the third, and the fifth note. There's more information if you visit this link here. So we've got C, D, E, F, and G. Our hands are in that position. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger. We're going to use Roman numerals to identify our chords today. And the name of the Roman numeral identifies the starting note of the chord. The first chord we're going to talk about is our C major triad, which starts on C, E, and G. The C major triad on piano, we're going to play C with our thumb, E with our middle finger, and G with our pinky. And it'll sound like this. Here's another diagram for you. The next chord we're going to play is called our 4 chord, and it uses Roman numeral 4, and it starts on F, A, and C. And it looks like this on the piano. We have F played with our thumb, A, middle finger, C, pinky. That's our 4 chord. If you're a piano player, you can also play it in first inversion, if you know what I'm talking about. If not, then just play it F, A, C. Next, we have our G major triad, which starts on G, it goes to B with the middle finger, and D in the pinky. G, B, D. That's called our 5 chord. Starts on the 5th note of the scale. If you're a piano player and you know what second inversion is, you can go ahead and play this in second inversion as well. What we're going to do today is we're going to play a chord progression. Just like those guys in Axis of Awesome, we're going to have a sequence of chords that is played over and over again that creates a song. So this sequence of chords we're going to use today is called the C blues chord progression. And we're going to need to practice playing back and forth between some chords. So right now I want you to take some time, you can pause the video if you need to, and practice playing back and forth between our 1 chord and our 4 chord. Practice back and forth. Then I want you to practice back and forth between the 1 chord and the 5 chord. Then finally going back and forth between the 5 chord and the 4 chord. Using those chords and those changes, we can create a blues chord progression. And if you want to go back to our Google site and listen to the video with Stevie Ray Vaughan, the Pride and Joy video, that is an awesome representation of what your blues should sound like today. So our 12-bar blues chord progression, we're going to use the following pattern. We're going to start with our 1 chord for a measure, play another 1 chord for a measure. Each of these is a measure. Next 1 chord, then another 1 chord. Then we're going to go to our 4 chord, another 4 chord, back to the 1 chord, 1 chord. Then we're going to go to the 5 chord, to a 4 chord, back to a 1 chord, and another 1 chord. At this point, I want you to go ahead and click on the second video that talks about beginning your assignment.